Hello, welcome, Tino here, and I received this message about a template that is going around 9 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 self-propelled artillery with a lot of armor. Is this template useful or not? And we are going to analyze just that in a moment. And here we have the template: 9 infantry, engineers, recon, artillery, and the armor self-propelled artillery with a lot of armor points. So what's the idea of this template? The idea of this template is that the infantry will provide the hit points, the artillery will give the punch, and at the same time the self-propelled artillery will also give the armor. Since the last patch, now the self-propelled artillery keeps the armor, so they are good to provide armor at the same time. And as you can see, the armor is quite good, 42.7 with an early model kind of tank. I think that is a 39. And the engineers provide entrenchment bonus, recon bonus, so these two provide also speed. Is quite good, especially for defense, but not for attack. As you can see, the breakthrough is quite low, very low, 86, and that is because the self-propelled artillery kills the breakthrough of the tank. So we are going to see the details of this tank design, but take note of the cost. 142 to 150 something. And this is the design of the self-propelled artillery. We have a medium howitzer, the best weapon for tanks and self-propelled. In 39 we have a medium one-person turret. This one because it has little breakthrough, but since this tank is going to kill the breakthrough by, if you convert a thing into self-propelled, you're going to be killing the breakthrough. If you mouse over, you will see the effect. The medium tanks, now we have medium tanks, but let's mouse over. If you convert anything to self-propelled artillery, you're going to increase the soft attack and the hard attack, but you're going to be killing the breakthrough, minus 60%, and the suppression is not problem, the suppression, but what worries me is the breakthrough, minus 60%. Not very good if you plan to counterattack, but the rest is okay. But the problem with this is that you are adding an expensive tank, and since the comment says that we must use a super heavy kind of heavy armor tank, we must use this wielding that is more expensive than this one that is cheap but provides no armor. So we are making the whole tank more expensive by using this type of wielding, and since this makes the tank, this gun, more expensive, so the cost of this thing goes up to 13.97, so 14 IC cost. And yes, it has 4 kilometers per hour, a lot of armor here, and the slope armor as the requirements, and it has quite, it's okay, 78 reliability, but 14. So for me, it's better to do the following. Instead of building this expensive tank, you build one cheap tank that I call the Wally. It's the same tank, but I remove the big gun and I put just a heavy machine gun. It's exactly the same, and that's giving me more reliability, so I can get rid of the safe armor storage. And the same turret, the same everything. 2-man turret. Let's go one, not the same turret, but the cost of this thing is 9.57, much cheaper, has the same speed, but since it's a standard medium tank, not a self-propelled artillery, because I'm not interested in giving this thing self-propelled, because I can't, and also I want to keep the breakthrough in case I need to counterattack, but no need, because I don't need to increase this damage, because the damage is kind of low for a tank. So I keep this as a medium tank, 8 kilometers per hour, but much cheaper. And with all that money that I save, what I do is design a new template, this one, and add another artillery with that excess money. And as you can see, the other one was 100. It's kind of about the same cost. But let's compare the results. I'm going to copy paste this screen and another one, and let's compare the results. And we have the two templates. This is the original one, the recommended on the internet, and this is my template. I'm saving some money on the tank and I'm using that money on the artillery. As you can see, we have less attack in the original design and we have more attack in our new design, but we also have a lot more breakthrough, and that is important. Let's see the breakthrough. The original one has very little, 78, so it's super dangerous to attack with this thing. Despite they have armor, they have very little breakthrough. And here we have 116, so it's much better. You are saving like 30 points of critical hits, so super important. The armor is the same, the defense is even better on my template. Well, you have the numbers here, and the cost is maybe my template is a little bit better, not that much. But why? Because you need few pieces of self-propelled artillery. You need about 50 tanks, but just less artillery pieces. The battalion of artillery is, I think, 36 pieces, and the tank needs 50. So these tanks are not only more expensive, but you need more. So you can buy 1 or 2 artillery pieces and you will be on the same price. Let's take a look at the cost. This was the original one. Take note. You can see the numbers, and this is our new design. It's a bit cheaper. I'm not sure how this works, but both numbers are lower. Let's see if we can add even another piece of artillery for the same money or below. And yes, this template is slightly more expensive than the other one, depending on how you have your production lines. But as you can see, this template is much powerful than the other one, because you have the armor bonus and you have a lot of firepower, decent firepower. This unit is very good for defense, but also for attack. But also I would like to add an anti-air artillery, super important, because the division is kind of big. No, the original division did not have an anti-air. That's a crime. You can't use a division without an anti-air. You should have something. If not, the enemy close air support is going to destroy you. And I always put artillery, soft artillery, because it gives you punch without increasing your combat width. So I try to use all the companies that I can, because they are great. They do not use combat width. The only company that I do not use is the anti-tank, because it's expensive and has little punch. It's much better to use a battalion instead of a company of that type. And this will be my template. For me, this one is much better, and I would like some company like logistics or maintenance, other companies that will help. Not necessarily this one will help a bit, but that's okay for me. I will prefer this template. It's more expensive but far more useful. And that's all. Thanks for watching. If you have a template that you would like that I review, it will be great. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.